Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode with your girl Audrey Codner from ACCUPLACER Tutoring. I am an hour late because this is what happened. Came back from church. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to shut my eyes just for a few moments. Show me one person that has not done that. And an hour later, I'm like, oh man, this sleep feels good. And I'm like, wait. This shouldn't feel good. Why shouldn't it? And I literally sat up and I'm like trying to think, what am I missing? Hello. Coming to you live so I can break everything down. Hello. Is that Kima, baby? Welcome. Good evening. Good evening. Hey, blessed RN. How are you? How are you doing? I know it was that good sleep. That good sleep. Hey, Michael. How are you doing? All right, everyone, as you guys are coming on in, we know the drill. Let's get ourselves a tapping. Let's try to get to that 1K with a couple of taps. I know there's 13 of us in here. I am feeling better. Definitely, I'm not sure if you know, I reached my goal, so able to save the house. So now it's like that whole weight has been lifted. I mean, there's still weight, but it's not as heavy. So it's just really nice. Really nice. And if anything, for those that are coming in, if you're trying to do something with your TEAS test and you guys need a little help with that dosage calculations, make sure you follow a blessed RN. Yes. Burdens down, Lord. Yes. Yes. And I came back from church. I think that was probably the hardest I ever prayed. And now I got a headache. But it's just... man, I gotta learn to trust the Lord more. That's my problem. Did I get a good night's sleep? It was pretty good. And now the heat's starting to come back. But it just did feel, it felt good. It felt good. Thank you for asking. All right. Yes, thank you so much for asking. So we're gonna try to get an early night because I did stay up pretty late just trying to debrief and catch up on emails and text messages. I didn't realize how many people I missed because I was just so focused on, saving the house. So it's all kinds of crazy. All right, so we hit our topic. So let's get started. So we're going to do a quick refresher on terms. Okay, because some people are still kind of getting it a little off. I just had a couple clients couple days ago that was struggling with this. All right, so we have 5 plus x squared minus 3 plus 3x. So when we are doing like terms, all we're doing is combining what has the same variable and the same exponent. And if they don't have exponents, they're called constants. So in this case, we have our 5 and we have our negative 3. X squared and 3x, they're not the same. If that 3x had a 2 as an exponent, yes, you can combine those two. Just because they both have an x doesn't mean. X squared means x times x. That means this has 2 x's involved, whereas the 3x has 1x involved. All right, so they are not like terms. But what are like terms is our 5 and our negative 3. Now, when you write your answer, you want to write your answer in what's called descending order. So that means you want to start with the one with the highest exponent, which is our x squared. And then we're working our way down. So we go from x squared to the x, which is just positive 3x, and then we're going to combine the 5 and the negative 3, which gives me a positive 2. So since we're just simplifying to get like terms, there is nothing else that they have in common, so this is your answer. Okay. Hey, C4, how are you? Hello, Kaden. All right, TJ, not a problem. Not a problem. More than welcome to do it. Now, also, do not forget, if you guys Do you teach about arithmetic reasoning for the ASVAB? Yep. So that's like a lot of your word problems, and a lot of your word problems have these things stemmed in it. Okay. So it's not like a separate entity. Okay. It really isn't. It's just basically you just putting, or they're just putting these things into some kind of verbiage. All right. So if you recall, hey, if you are taking your ASVAB, if you're taking your GED and you're taking it relatively soon and you want someone to go over, okay, just like a quick little refresher, hey, let's set up like a quick tutoring session. Again, I'm telling you, if you're following me on TikTok, I'm going to basically help you out. Okay, I'm going to give you guys like a small discounted price for your TikToks because you guys have been supporting me for a long time. All right. All right. Don't worry, we just got started. So this was our very first question that we did together. All right. So you're not missing anything. Nope, you didn't. We just started. We just got started. Yeah, I came on late, so we just got started. So take a breath. All right, so now let me slide this over and enlarge this just a hair. Okay, so for the next one, we have 16x plus 6 times the difference of x and 2. Okay, so when we're looking at this, what do you think we should do first? Okay, we're just simplifying it right now. So we're trying to combine like terms, but we have to do something first. Hey, Levi, welcome on in. All right, distribution, excellent. So when we distribute, we're going to distribute this 6 to everything inside of its parenthesis. Okay, we're not distributing the 6 to the 16. Okay, we only distribute what's adjacent or next to that parenthesis. So when we take a look, we have our 16x, and then when we multiply that 6 to everything inside the parenthesis, we got our 6x, and positive 6 times negative 2, a positive times a negative. Remember, when the signs are opposite, your answer is always going to be negative. Then 6 times 2, that will give me my 12. All right. There you go, Michael. Yes. All right. So we have to distribute. You take a look of inside the parenthesis, there's nothing inside to combine because the x and this minus 2, they're not like terms. So when we distribute our 6, we're getting rid of that parenthesis. So now, E, what did you combine to get your 22x? Oh, Levi, 26 roses? Woo! That's crazy. Thank you so much. All right, E, how'd you get your 22? There we go. Thank you. So if we take a look, 16x plus 6x, those are like terms. And the reason why they're like terms, because 16 has an x and 6 has an x. This minus 12 doesn't have an x. I know, boo-hoo. But that means I can combine my 16 and 6 together to get my 22x. And then what happens? I bring down my minus 12. Okay, so as people are coming in, let me just kind of give you a quick little rundown. I am the type of person that I break down mathematics. So like if you're a person that you always struggle with math and you're like, I feel like the hives are about to come up, this is the live for you. If you are going to your ASVAB and you feel like, dude, I haven't seen algebra since I was a fetus, this is the live for you. Now, if you're a type of person that like, this is easy, you're more than welcome to stay. But I'm going to tell you, I'm really going to be catering to people because I really feel that this whole thing called math anxiety can be lessened just by having someone explain. Because there's a lot of people out there that are just like, yeah, math is not my thing. And I want to say it's probably because your first introduction to it. You probably had a teacher that knew it, wrote it up on the board real quick and just said, copy it. And then you're still having questions, but you never wanted to be that person to ask questions because that will make you stand out. You know, the whole thing, especially middle school, right? Middle school and high school. Yeah, I get it. Okay. Well, welcome on in. I'm so glad that you are here. All right. Someone's saying, hey, hey. Who's saying, hey, hey? Hey, Janice. Well, welcome in, HM. Glad that you are here. And thank you so much, guys, for the follow. RJ and Lawrence. I appreciate that. Good. All right. So if we can tap and try to get to like 6K, then we can continue on to the next one. Ooh, got some messages going on here. So sorry. Yes. Harlem Princess, thank you for the follow. Okay. Lawrence, thank you for the follow as well. Fennins, thank you for the follow. All right, almost there. There you go. Some of your names are hilarious. God is good. God bless you. How are you? All right, so excellent. Thanks, guys. So let's keep it moving. So let me cover this one up, but let me show this one. All right, so now, same type of situation. We're just figuring out our like terms. To start college, okay. What does ACG mean? It used to be my initials until I got divorced. So now I say it's algebra, college algebra, and geometry. Lots of play on words. Taking the disaster and turning it into something positive, right? Okay. Thanks for the heart. Yes. Hello, Henry. How are you? Okay. Yes. Well, careful. What we have to do first. What we have to do first before we can get that 3x and that 6x. Okay. Yes. God is good all the time, baby. All the time. So I'm singing his praises every time. Yeah. But the dash didn't look good when I was doing the whole thing. It never did. If I may be so blunt, I'm kind of glad. I should have never changed my name. But anyway, it's back now. Back to AC or ABC, actually. All right. How do you start? I always get confused. Okay, here we go. First off, I always look and I notice parentheses. Okay, so if you think about the whole, let me slide over for a second. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally from left to right. Okay, everyone always forgets about that part. So the first thing is parentheses. So when I look inside the parenthesis, I get x minus 9. They're not like terms, so I can't do anything. Then I look for exponents. So I don't see any little exponents that's floating around, so I don't have to worry about that. But now, from left to right, I need to either do multiplication or division. So the only thing I had was multiplication because of this parenthesis. So what I'm distributing is this -6 to everything inside the parenthesis. So when you distribute, you're actually multiplying. So you have a -6 times x. So that gives us a -6x. And you're probably saying, well, Audrey, that's a minus sign. Minus sign and negatives, they are damn near twins, okay? Or maybe the same person with a split personality. I know quite a few of those. Hell, I married one. So anyway, so when I have a -6 times a -9, this is the only time good things come out from two negatives. A negative times a negative gives me a positive. Okay, you can't have two negative people together. Ain't nothing positive about that. That's straight jail time. All right. So now we're going 6 times 9. So 6 times 9, that gives me a 54. All right, so this is what you do first. If you have parentheses, do your distributive property. Now, this 3x just comes on down. ACCUPLACER after the summer break. Okay, user, let me know if you need anything to do some preps and all that stuff, okay? All right, so now, cover everything needed? It does, okay? So we have our 3 minus the 6x. So we have like terms right here, okay? This is what Janice was saying earlier. If your friend is saying, who's Janice? Lovely Dimples, that's Janice. Okay, so this is what she was saying earlier with the 3x minus the 6x. So that will give me, yes, E, negative 3x. And then I bring down the plus 54. So when I get here, negative 3x plus 54, they're not like terms because that 54 does not have an x. Okay, so that is my final answer. How are we feeling so far? All right. Hey, here's another person that's coming in. If you guys see Impact Math Teacher, okay, make sure you follow her. So she also does a lot with ASVAB, ACCUPLACER, TEAS test. What else do you do? ASVAB, ACCUPLACER, TEAS test, GED. So if you want another person, and I'll be truthful, guys, the more resources you have, not too many, but the more resources and possibly the more people saying the same thing and going at different times, it's going to help you with your GED. Okay? So Evelyn or Miss Taylor, she's awesome. So make sure you follow her. Okay? Impact Math 19 or Impact Math Teacher. Okay? All right. So Henry's feeling easy. Okay. All right. What you need $1 for? What's going on, Preg? What's going on? What's happening? And why you have 2 different names? What's happening? Because trust me. I understand. Yes. Let's tibbity tap. Okay. Michael, like, do you know everyone? You know Lynette. You get with Miss Taylor. It's fun. All right. So how often do I go live? I go live at least once a day. Today I overslept. I came back from church and I was like, let me just rest my eyes for a minute. Yeah, hour later, I'm like, wait, I'm not supposed to be comfortable. Why is that? What am I missing? And I'm like running online. So crazy. Yes. So if anything, I do have my schedule on my profile. So if you go to my profile, I actually have it pinned up there. So it gives you 7 days a week. You can take a look. Sometimes I just pop in. Sometimes I don't. Right? All right. So remember, if you take a look, it's going to be a -3 enchanted. Because if I have $3 and I want to buy something that costs $6, I'm going to be short $3. Okay? Or if you want to say you owe somebody $6 and you paid them $3, guess what? You owe them $3. Okay? So that sign is actually going to be negative. Okay? But don't think of a negative times a negative. A negative times a negative, that's that -6 and that -9. That will give me a positive 54. Okay, when you're multiplying and the signs are the same, you're going to have a positive answer. Okay, but when you are adding or subtracting and the signs are different, you're actually going to be subtracting and keeping the sign of the largest number. Okay, all right. Who else teaches for ASVAB, please? She's right here for Impact Math Teacher. She's actually 2 people below your comment. Okay. Okay, not a problem. Yeah. And so that's the thing. I know a lot of people are like, I want to do this really, really fast, and I want to do this really, really long. All right. Okay. So can we get to, let's get up to 17 so I can get to the next one. All right. Okay, you're with her. Yeah, we can get all that. Love your channel. Well, thank you. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Okay, especially on a Saturday night, you know, just things are starting to kick off. I don't know about how things are with you guys, but in my part of Baltimore, whoo, the block is hot. Hey, Cookie, how are you? It's anxiety. I start to overthink, and it goes down there from there. Yeah, so Angela, this is what's going to happen. When we're here, we're going to take your time. One, thank you for your honesty, because it's probably what happened before when you were younger, and you were probably told that you have to do it fast or you're going to be considered dumb. And guess what? You're not dumb. Okay? You're not. And all you have to do is just take a breath. If you make a mistake, guess what? We're going to be here to fix it. We're not perfect. Hell, I used to suck at math when I was a kid. I was terrible. Fractions, nope. Word problems, hell no. I'm not doing that. Okay? So don't even worry. Everything's going to be okay. All right? Okay. Is this the same teacher? All right. Teacher for ASVAB? No, it's Impact Math Teacher. Impact Math Teacher. That's the one you want to look for. All right. Okay, will I ever cover geometry? I have. You just haven't catch me when I was doing it. So if anything, go to my profile. All right, about to get started. Go to my profile and take a look at where all my replays are. Okay? And you're probably like, where is that? Well, it's here. I can't say it, or if anything, I'll get dinged. If you go here, and type in this, you will see my replays. And there's definitely videos that I have done that is geometry related. Okay, you're just not catching me at the right time. All right, Rose? Okay, all right. Awesome. Thank you, my ladies. So let's get with the next one. All right, so let me slide this bad boy over. So we have 5x minus the sum of x plus 4 minus 3. What should we do first? Put it in the chat. What should we do first? Okay. Distribute. There we go. That's what I want. So if we take a look inside the parentheses, that's the first thing. Do we have any like? We don't have any like terms. So then just like what E and who's this up? I wish I knew what that symbol was that says distribute the negative. Then we had Janice said it. Then we had C Pro mentioned it. We are going to distribute this negative. Okay? It's assumed to be a -1. So you're not distributing the 5x. And let me explain why. The 5x is not adjacent or next to the parenthesis. It's being separated by that minus sign. So 5x is in the world right here by itself. But I need to basically multiply that -1 to everything inside the parenthesis. So this is what's happening. That 5x is coming down. And all you're doing is changing the signs of everything inside the parenthesis. So this is what I mean. Because a negative times a positive gives me a negative. And a -1 times a positive 4, since the signs are opposite, that will give me a -4. So inside the parenthesis, we started with a positive x. Now it's a negative x. Then we started with a positive 4. Now it's a negative 4. And then we bring down the minus 3. Okay, good. Ooh, hold on, missing a whole lot of stuff. I don't know. If we're going for a 100K, let's do it. If that's the goal. Remember, you guys are the ones picking the goal. All right. Okay. Well, thank you, Shirley, for joining in. So now, no pressure is saying 4x minus 7. So the jam, okay. Does she teach really good like I do? Yes. I wouldn't be recommending any trash people. That's not what I do. Okay, I don't recommend trash. Nope. I always celebrate the ones that were very like-minded as myself. Okay, so now I'm also seeing 4x minus 1. I'm seeing 5x minus 7. I'm seeing 4x minus 7. Okay, we got some numbers here. Oh, Beyonce up in here. Hey, B. So we got 4x minus 1. So how did you change the sign to negative 4? Here we go. A negative times a positive. When the signs are different, it changes to a negative. When you're multiplying and the signs are different, your answer will always be negative. Okay. Now, appreciate the page. Not a problem. So now let's take a look. We have 5x minus x. They're like terms, right? And we have negative 4 minus 3. They're like terms. So we got two sets of like terms, but let's do one at a time. Okay? So 5x minus 1x. If you don't see a number, it's assumed to be a 1. All right? So since they're like terms, they both have an x. All we have to do is 5 minus 1, which gives me 4. Okay, so far we got that. Now, all right, so Beyonce's saying 4 minus 7. JoJo's saying 4 minus 7. Cadence is saying 4 minus 7. Hey, how are you, Robert? Thank you. Thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. Okay. Thank you for the follows and everything. Yep, just distribute and add like terms. That's the beautiful of it. So now we have negative 4 minus 3. This is what gets people. When the signs are the same, you're going to keep that sign and you're going to add the numbers. 4 plus 3, that's going to give me 7. But we got a negative 7. If not, think of it like money, okay? Think of it like money. All right, you owe me $4. Then you're like, hey, Audrey, can you loan me another $3? Not a problem. So now you owe me $7. You just took it 3 more steps further down the number line going to the left, okay? So yes, it's not going to be a plus 7 because you're not multiplying. You're adding. Only through multiplication is when the signs change. So negative times a negative will give you a positive. But we're not multiplying here. We're adding. All right. So since 4x and 7, or minus 7, are not like terms, that's my final answer. Okay. So if I can, let's see if I can swing over here. All right, so if I come to my handy dandy notebook, which we're bringing it back, before you know it's time to go back to school. I'm sorry. I don't want to jinx it. But taking a look at the rules of multiplying and dividing, okay? So you're probably, I created this, okay? I created this. So here we go. With multiplying and dividing, when you have the same signs, regardless if you're multiplying or if you are dividing. Okay? Regardless if you're multiplying or you're dividing, your answer is always going to be positive. Okay? Your answer is always going to be positive. But when you are different signs, multiplying or in this green, dividing, your answer is always going to be negative. Okay? Signs are the same, positive. Signs are different, negative for multiplying and dividing. But when it comes to addition and subtraction, let's take a look here. If my largest number is positive and my other number is negative, I'm going to subtract and keep the sign positive because the largest number is positive. So here's the example. 13 plus negative 6. The signs are different. 13 is positive, 6 is negative. So we're subtracting. That's where the 7 came from. And we're going to keep it positive because 13 is bigger. Think about it. I have $13. I spent 6. Okay? You shouldn't be talking about, oh, I got $19. Girl, you about to go to jail. All right? We ain't trying to do that. So you got $13. You're going to subtract 6. So that means you got $7 left. Okay? Here for the other one. If your largest number is negative and the other number is positive, so you're going to subtract. So if you owe me $21, you paid me $11. Guess what? You owe me 10. Yes. I'm going to keep that in mind. All right? Does that make sense? Okay. Hey, I don't care what kind of grade we think this is. We need this. We need to clarify this, okay? There's 2. I have 19. And which one of them, please? There's 2 of them? Yeah. Just, I don't know which 2. So it's just Impact Math. Impact Math 19 or Impact Math Teacher. One of the 2. It's the same person. Okay? It's the same person. All right. Yeah. It should be Impact Math 19 is one of them. Yep. And it's Miss Taylor. Okay? All right. So, if you like this lovely little book, this is all in this notebook that I created. Okay? So it gives you space for the formulas, give you space to do some of the problems. You can write the title. You can also do a mood tracker. Okay, this is great for like homeschool parents. It's great for teachers. It's even great for adults that are going back to school. You know, just be able to say, how was I feeling before the lesson? How was I feeling during the lesson? And how do I feel after the lesson? Like, do you feel confident? Do you feel good? Okay? All right. Do I tutor kids? I go from 7th grade up to adults. But I do have friends that tutors young kids. If you're serious about it, please just message me, okay? Please message me. All right, let's see if we can get up to like 30. Can we get to 30K? We're almost there. We're almost there. It should be easy to do. You're welcome. All right, Henry, what's confusing? What happened? What happened? All right. Almost there, almost there, almost there. All right. Awesome. Okay. Keep tapping. Keep learning. Okay. Keep tapping. Keep learning. So we are going to come up. I can hide this, take this way. Can you buy that book? Yes, you can. Just look at my profile. Go and then you just, if you go to the link, it'll take you right there. Okay. Where can you purchase the book? If anything, message me and I'll message you back. I don't want to be dinged by TikTok. Too many violations has been going around lately. So if anything, just shoot me a message and say, hi, where can I purchase the book? Please don't just say hi, because those are the emails and messages I delete. I'm not even going to lie. Okay? Just like, please just tell me what you need, because that's where I'm at right now. All right? Okay? Not a problem. Not a problem. Yep, because before you know it, you're going to need something to kind of organize yourself. And there's more to it, which I'll show you guys in a few. All right. Okay. See if you can do it. I know it's a combination of stuff. Just take a look. What would you do first? Okay, thank you so much for the follows, guys. Thank you so much for the tapping, the follows. I love it. And that's simple. Yeah. I know once you get into that, like Raven, once you get into that whole mode and all of a sudden you're like, wait, I can simplify this a little bit more. Wait. Yeah, no, and I was about to say, I have a feeling Robert is probably like, well, I can do all this. And you're like, nah, we just have to keep it simple. Yes, so 6x cubed plus 4 plus, okay, plus 45x squared plus 4. Okay, let's see. Where can they purchase the book? Yes, you can either click on my link or send me a message and I'll send you the link. Okay? I don't want to get dinged by TikTok right now. I'm just not in the mood for violations. I'm in the mood for just tutoring. That's all I want to do. I got to always watch what I say. All right. Currently in college algebra and I'm lost. Okay. Not a problem. I'm going to get you in a second. So you're not going to be too lost. Yes, yikes. Okay, can I explain calculus? You know who you should be talking to? The person that just messaged just below you, where it says Main Street Tutoring. Calculus is his jam. Calculus is not my thing. Pre-calc, I got you. College algebra, oh yes. Algebra 2, hoo-hoo, yes. That's my jam right there. So, algebra 1, yes. Okay, those are taking those intermediate classes in community college that you haven't got credit for and you need assistance with that. That is my jamzery. Okay. Oh, thank you, Amber. Welcome in. Appreciate that. Okay. All right. So I have 2 different answers. Okay. So far. So I got one answer from Caden, which was 6x cubed plus 45x squared plus 4. And then I got Jam 128128 is saying 6x cubed plus 30x squared plus 4. All right. Oh, I'm glad you're here too, Amber. Definitely. T-test prep 2. Yes, especially for the algebra. This is going to be on there. So welcome on in, Des. For your viewers mentioning the other site that says that. I think so, because sometimes they'll say, like when we were doing the fundraising, and I know people were putting up my Cash App, it would say that there is some kind of something with the comments. And you know me, I'm always commenting like, what y'all talking about? That's why. So they've been like dinging people left and right. I've been on a couple lives a little bit. All right. Oh, now I'm getting the third answer. So I'm having 6x cubed plus 31x squared plus 4. Beyonce is saying 6x cubed plus 45x squared plus 4. Okay, so Beyonce is agreeing with Caden. All right. You can combine the x squares and the 2x squared. Yes, you can, but there's something in the way. Oh, gee. Okay, Raven, I think it's 6x cubed plus 4 plus 31x squared. Okay. And also No Pressure is agreeing with you with the 6x cubed plus 31x squared plus 4. Okay. Might be 31x squared now that I think about it. Okay, Jam. All right. Hey, if you feel like you need to make some different directions, do what you got to do. I mean, like, look. Okay. Let's see if you need to take a look. Okay, Michael's saying 6x cubed plus 31x squared plus 4. Beyonce saying I might be wrong. Yeah, 31x squared. Okay. All we have to do is make adjustments. Because, guys, this is not Squid Games. You're not going to get knocked off if you give me the wrong answer. It's okay. And then also, question marks are answers too. Okay? Question marks are answers too. So don't worry. If you're just like, yeah, I'm not getting any of this. I think that was like Kayleen or Kaylin. Okay. Thank you for your honesty. I appreciate you. Okay. So for x squared, it's 15 times 2 plus 1. Ooh, look at that. All right. Okay, you bought the workbook. Yay! Good job, Giselle. Nice. All right. So, let's take a look. Hey, Nicole, how are you? Okay, Cookie's saying 6x cubed plus 3x squared plus 19. Nicole's saying 6x cubed plus 30 will be x squared plus 3 raised to the 4th. Okay, I bought the notes. Yay, me! Okay, where can I purchase the workbook? Again, if you check out my profile. Okay, you can check out my profile or you can just send me a message and I'll let you know. First time on. Hey, Double C, welcome on in. I appreciate you. All right, so now let's take a look. So remember, we have, I'm going to see if I put it over here. My please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. From left to right. Okay? If I go to the parenthesis, it's just a 15 that's there. Okay? There's nothing to combine. Then I have exponents. So I have the 6x to the third. There's no other x to the thirds here. So I can't combine it. But yet, we have a 2x squared and we have an x squared. But here's the problem. This 2x squared, it's being multiplied by 15. Okay? So from left to right, we have to multiply these two bad boys. So 2x squared times 15. All you're doing is multiplying the 15 and the 2. So that gives me 30. And I bring down my x squared. So everything else comes on down. So plus x squared. Got my plus 4 and my 6x cubed. So now we don't have any division, so we don't have to worry about that. But from left to right, we need to combine our like terms. So since we have a 6x cubed, we have no other cubes. So if we can't break it down, we'll just simply bring it down. But my x squared, if I'm going to talk about descending order, I'll start with the x to the third. So now I need the answer for x squared. So here are my like terms. So 30 plus 1 gives me a plus 31x squared. When you're adding and subtracting, you do not do a blessed thing with those exponents. Only when you're multiplying or dividing, that's when you touch the exponents, okay? When you're multiplying, you will add your exponents. When you're dividing, you will subtract your exponents. But when you're adding and subtracting, you're just basically using it as like a matching game, right? Just using it as a matchup. All right. Okay, so you see your error. Okay, nice. So then what's left? What's left is that plus 4. So we just bring that on down. So now we have our 6x cubed plus 31x squared plus 4. We do not have any like terms. Yeah, there's an x there and there's an x there, but that's an x cubed is different from an x squared. Okay, so boom, this is your answer. All right. So could we go? I mean, you could. You can go parentheses 6x plus 31x squared plus 4. But I'm going to tell you, on the GED and the ACCUPLACER, you're not going to see it written like that. They're not. I'm just going to let you know that. Okay. How'd she get 31? Okay. So look here. We have our 30x squared plus our 1x squared. If you don't see a number in front of that x squared, it's assumed to be a 1. So now you got your 30 plus 1. That gives you 31. How did I get the 4? The 4 came with the problem. 4 was right here. It just came with the problem. All right. Hey, Danny, how are you? Okay. If you want to take it that far. Okay. Using synthetic division, we're not dividing. We're not dividing there, all right? Doesn't matter where the 4 is. You're going to see it probably in descending order. Now, would it be wrong if I said 6x cubed plus 4 plus 3x squared? No, because the signage for the 4 is correct. The signage for the 6 is correct, and the signage for the 31 is correct. But I'm going to tell you right here and now, when we take it a step further and you go into factoring, you're going to want to practice putting it in descending order. Trust me. If you just start early on putting in descending order, it'll make your life a little bit easier when it gets down to factoring. Okay. All right. Yeah, no. Okay. So, all right. Hey, Jess, how are you? Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get this situated. There we go. That was easy. And this is easy. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, so here we go. This was combining like terms. So let me leave you alone for this one. All because it's Jess. Anyone else I would told to kick rocks. But because it's you. We'll do one more. All right, so let's do this. We have negative 3 times x plus 3 minus 2 times x plus 4. All right. So let's try this one. And in betweens, whoa, we should be like in the 40s by now. You're welcome. Yes, let's see if we can get up to the 40s. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So work out the problem, give a couple taps, work out the problem, give a couple taps, because we got 184 people in here. This is amazing for a Saturday night. Where's the music coming from? I have music in the background. It usually kind of eases the stress. I'm not sure if it eases it for me or eases it for others. So that's where the music's coming from. Yeah, I try to have, once in a while I play it. A couple times last week I forgot to play it. Nobody 21, you're not dumb. Trust me, I'll be the first one to tell you. You're not. So just let it go, okay? Just try your best and let's keep it moving. All right, so far I have a couple answers, but let's see how other people be able to catch up a little bit, okay? Just take your time. Take it one step at a time. Okay. Okay. Messed up? Okay. Messed up. Make the corrections. Do what you gotta do, boo-boos. Go ahead. Okay, there's only one entity that is perfect, and that's God. Okay, so we're going to make mistakes. We're going to have to learn from them. That's all it is. Okay, we are not perfect. Okay. All right, next milestone is 50. Yes, thank you. Okay, so heavy. All right. All right, so let me start from the very beginning. Let's see what we got, what we're reading. Okay, so those two made their changes. So we have Raven and Friends with a negative times 5x plus 17. Vicky said negative 5x minus 17. Robert, negative 5x minus 17. Jam, negative 5x minus 17. OG, negative 5x minus 17. Cookie, negative 5x minus 17. No pressure. T with negative 5x minus 17. Cadence, negative 5x minus 17. Heavy, 5x plus 17. Then my computer just went crazy. Here we go. All right. Is it Viandy? Negative 5x minus 17. Kia, negative 5x minus 17. LaCold, yep, all you have to do is just combine your like terms. Michael, negative 5x minus 17. Hey, cybersecurity, haven't seen you in a minute. Okay, negative 5x minus 17. Okay, we're definitely distribution. Melody is saying 5x plus 17. Okay, hey, how are you? Oh, no, I'm confused with the negatives. I came into the live link. Not a problem. I'm about to explain it in a moment. Okay, is it Amanu? A negative 5x minus 17. Laura Life? Help me here. Okay, Deb, negative 5x minus 17. Please, to the problem. Yep, I'm going to Blossom. That's it. You're going to be okay. All right. So now, let's take a look. Okay? This is what we're going to have to get some patience. This is why you guys are getting all stressed. So, we have two sets of parentheses. There's numbers in front of each set of parentheses. We have negative 3 that we're going to distribute to its parenthesis. And then we have our negative 2, and we're going to distribute to its parenthesis. So, negative 3 times x gives me negative 3x. Negative times 3 times a positive 3. When the signs are different and you're multiplying, your answer's always going to be negative. 3 times 3 gives me 9. So now I'm going to distribute not just 2, but a negative 2. So negative 2 times x gives me a negative 2x. And negative 2 times a positive 4, and negative times a positive gives me negative, and 2 times 4 gives me 8. Right. There we go. So now we have like terms. My like terms is negative 3x and negative 2x. Since they are the same, thank you so much for the celebration. Both of them have negatives, so my answer is going to be negative, and I'm going to add the coefficients, which gives me 5x. So when you're adding and subtracting and they're exactly the same sign, you add them and then keep your variable. Now the other one is going to other set of like terms is negative 9 and negative 8. So negative 9 minus 8, both of them are negative. So my answer is going to be negative. And then your 9 plus the 8 gives us our 17. So since negative 5 and 17 are not like terms because 5 has an x and 17 doesn't, this is your final simplified answer. Okay. Why am I adding the 9 and the 8? Well, both of them are negative. Think about it. If you owe me $9 and then all of a sudden, for some sick and twisted reason, I lent you $8 more, that means you owe me $17. Okay? I want my money. All right. Well, you can't solve for x. Well, right now, we're not even solving for x. We're just moving some things around. Okay? We're not bringing too much tension, not bringing too much stress. All we're doing, there we go. Sorry, I had to do the puzzle piece thingy. Okay. All right, so let's get up to that 50K when the parentheses have an exponent. Well, right now, I'm going to jump into our next part because we're not going to be here all night. Okay, I love you all. But we are not going to be here all night. So this was combining our like terms, okay? Doing a little distributive property, doing a little bit of PEMDAS, okay? If one was negative and other is positive, would you subtract? Yes, you would. And you would take the sign of your largest number, me, okay? Always have to simplify out the negative. Yes. Okay, good. All right, perfect. Now, we're going to take it a step further, okay? Now we're going to go into the evaluation piece. So I am going to, I'll just put it down here a little bit. I'm going to set it up. Yep, we're at 50. Good job. Now, when you evaluate, that means they're going to give you a value for either one or both of your variables. And all you have to do is simplify to get a number. Okay? So if I have, let's say for instance, we have 6 times x plus 2 plus 7. And we want to know when x equals 2. So it's like, what's the value of this when x equals 2? Okay. All right. Okay. So Austin, hello Austin, it's good to see you. Okay. BKB Coach saying 31, Jam saying 31, no pressure saying 21, Deb saying 31, Nicole 31, Kia Brat saying 3, hey, Sadie Sauce saying hi, Caden saying 31, God, there we go, 31, Heavy 31, Jay 31, Zell 31, don't know, that's fine, thank you for your honesty, I'm going to break it down. Hey, Vicky, saying 31, nobody, I feel so bad not knowing. Don't feel bad. You're so down on yourself. You all right? We're gonna have to get you out of this, okay? Pleasure is saying 21. Oh, sorry, Carol, Stacy, I think that's it. Or 3 Racy, 3 Casey, sorry, 31. Sorry, it was like half a Shyland 31, EXO 31, Danny 31, Big Al, not sure, I got you, Big Al. Beyonce 31, there you go, Kia, there we are. All right, so Michael, Roman numerals 31, kind of bring it on back. Don't know how to do it. Okay, Latoya, I got you. All right, Papa, you got 31. Okay, God is good. 31. Awesome. Don't know how to do it. Thank you for your honesty. I got you. All right, so this is what's happening. They're telling us what x is going to equal. So x is going to equal 2. So when I go to this expression and wherever I see an x, I'm going to put a 2 in that spot. So we're going to have 6 parentheses, all of this plus 7, but I'm going to plug the 2 in for the x. So now I'm not worried about anything on this top line. Boom, let me cover that. So all we're doing is focusing on what's down here. So now we're going back to PEMDAS. Please means I need to do what's inside the parenthesis. So that means we have 6 times something plus 7. And that something is 4. Okay, 2 plus 2 gives me 4. Not to insult your intelligence, I'm just showing you step by step. So now, we don't have any exponents, okay? Do we have multiplication from left to right? Yes, we do, right here. We got that 6 times 4. That gives us our 24. And then I'm bringing down my plus 7. So now, addition or subtraction, we have addition left over. So all we have to do is just add the 24 plus 7 to give you your 31. Okay? Okay? Probably later on, I do have a couple expressions here. All right? Yes, easy peasy. Okay? So anytime they say evaluate, that means you are going to be taking a value for whatever variable is, and you're going to plug it into that expression that they gave you, and then you're going to use order of operations to simplify it down to maybe a number or sometimes an expression. All right? Yep, you can do that, Jay. If you wanted to, you could multiply the 6 times 2 to give you 12, plus the 6 times 2 to give you 12, because 12 plus 12 gives us our 24. And then you did your 24 plus 7, that will give you your 31. Yep, you can do that as well. All right, remember, there's more than one way. There you go, look, Laquita. There you go. Evaluate means plug in. Yeah, that's the easier way of saying it. Thank you. You like, girl, summarize. Evaluate means plug in. All right, good. All right, so let's see if we can get this up to at least 65. Can we do that? There's like 193. Oh, sorry, 196 of us. So let's see if we can get that to 65. Okay, thought you had to distribute. Well, since we have whole numbers inside the parenthesis, Big Al, you could just add those 2 up. Okay? If this was still like a variable, like still with the x like the original, yes, distribute. Okay? But since we did that evaluation, we plugged in that 2, we can add the 2 and the 2 to get the 4 and then take it from there. All right. Yep. So you can. My teacher in school. Oh, well, thank you. Okay. You're welcome. I tried to be kind, guys. I tried to be kind. All right. Yep. And you're still going to get exactly, Robert. You still get the same answer. So let me show it. Unzoom a little bit. Oops. All right. So if I wanted to, we can do 6 times 2 plus 6 times 2 plus 7. Okay. So that's if you wanted to distribute the 6 to everything inside the parenthesis. 6 times 2, that gives us 12. And that's the same over here. This gives us 12. And since we're going to go from left to right, 12 plus 12, that gives us 24. And bring down your plus 7, which also gives you 31. Okay. All right. Yep, you can distribute your 6 and then plug it in. See, guys, you're going to get so many different ways. There's so many different ways of getting the same answer. I love the fact that you guys are thinking. I love it. You're just like, oh, well, we could have distributed the 6 and then combine the 12 plus the 7 and then substitute the 2. Yes. Yes. You can do all of that. Okay. All right. Almost at 65. Keep on tapping. The properties of real numbers. Yes. Yeah, I think now that I'm teaching it, it makes a little sense to me. Yeah, so it's always, like, especially for the integers. Oops. Here we go. Yeah, especially for the integers, just really understanding the rules. But if you think of it like money, it makes it a lot easier. Okay, so especially like, all right, if I have 7 and I earned $9, that means I got $16 in my account. If I had $5 and for some reason I used my credit card and I spent another $14, that means I put my account in a negative $19. I had $13 and I spent $6, so that means I have $7 left in my account. I had $21 in the negative. That's how much my credit card bill was, and I paid $11 towards it. Guess what? Right now, I still owe them $10 before they start charging that fee. Let's be real, they always charge a fee. Okay? So if you think of it as money, you'll be able to associate just a little bit better. Okay. All right. There we go. Thank you, guys. Thank y'all. All right. So let's do another one. And I will do one with an exponent. Because I did notice I haven't done too much exponents. Whoop. So if we have x plus y, we got that squared over 2 minus 10. Okay, when x equals 2 and y equals 4. Okay, I'm going to see if I can put it all in here. Okay, oops. All right, so x plus y squared over 2 minus 10. When x equals 2 and y equals 4. Okay, what is the value of that expression, x plus y squared over 2 minus 10, when x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 4? Okay. There we go. All right. Yeah, so Raven, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because some teachers are like, I want it exactly like how I did it And they shouldn't give you zeros for that because, one, they didn't invent math. Two, I know, I'm sarcastic, but it's true. They didn't invent math. And there's so many different ways of getting the correct answer. So, but I feel you. All right, so I'm seeing, is it Afra? Afra is telling me, oh, it just went crazy. Hold on. Okay, selling 8. Carlson, hello Carlson, how are you? That's 8. Okay, Kia saying -4. Yeah. Okay, Vicky, 8. First. You're first. Heavy, you're saying 6 squared minus 10. Okay, Prince, we're saying 8. Caden saying 8. Whenever we see that you put 2 and y, we put 4. Yes. Yep. When you see the words when and they give you this information, this is what you're substituting for the x and y. Okay, Big Al saying -8. Excuse me, Janice saying -2 plus 4. Mr. Blessing saying 8. Is that Sunflower 66 saying 8? No pressure saying 8. Cookie -2. Divide 2. Jam says -4. Kaya saying 479. Okay, now we switch to 8. Thank you. No pressure 8. Big Al 8. Deb, I just had you, and all of a sudden it went crazy. Deb 8, Carol 8, Melody 8, Beyonce -4, Melody -8. Okay, my answers, disregard anything you see, disregard all of that. I didn't see the square. Okay. Okay, Michael 8, so this will be a binomial. Let's see. Papa was saying -4, Cookie 8, Beyonce -4, Jen's saying 8. All right. Whew. I like to involve everybody, but it's exhausting. So here we go. So this one is saying when x equals 2, we're going to substitute for where we see the x, and y is equal to 4. So wherever I see a y, I'm going to put a 4. So we have our parenthesis. That's going to be squared. So we're saying 2 plus our 4 and it's going to be over our 2 minus 10. Okay. So now from here, we got to do what's inside the parenthesis, PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally from left to right. So if you have your 2 plus 4, that will give us our 6. And we're saying our 6 is actually going to be squared. Might as well keep with the theme. Over 2 minus 10. Okay. So 6 squared, and this is what gets a lot of people. 6 squared is not 6 times 2. This 2 is an exponent. It's telling me that I am multiplying this base to itself 2 times. So this really means 6 times 6. Okay? That's where the 36 is coming from. Over 2 minus 10. Okay, good. Good. I'm seeing all the 36s. Good. Awesome. There you go, Hum. There you go. All right. So now, what do we do next? Okay, Big Al, where did we get the 18 from? Okay, Kai's got the 18. Caden's saying we're dividing, we're dividing, we're dividing. Yes. So this gives us our 18. There you go. So we're dividing by that 2. So if we have our 18 and we bring down that minus 10. So 18 minus 10, that will give us our 8. Okay. Excellent. All right. How are you feeling? Okay. If you have a question, please put it in the chat. I want to make sure that you leave out of this live somewhat confident. I will take that. If you're extremely confident, awesome. But if you're somewhat confident, like a little more confident than when you came in, I feel good. Okay. You got one right? Good job, Big Al. Okay, Vicky, you're feeling great. Good. Thanks for sharing the live. I appreciate that, Robert. Good. Cookie, feeling a little zonked. I know, it's been a week. It's been a week. Okay, thank you for the flowers. Thank you for the gifts and everything. I greatly appreciate that. Remember, our goal for tonight is that 100K. Okay, I definitely have some more to put out here. Feeling awesome. Good, Papa. I like that. What have made this a binomial? Well, inside the parenthesis is a binomial. Okay, so because you have two terms. Two terms is a binomial. Okay. Well, thank you. How to share the stream. Well, you just did. I don't know who you shared it to, but you did. All right. All right. So let's try a couple more. I'm going to make this a little more intensive because I think you can handle it. Just a little bit intensive. It's okay. Breathe. Breathe. Guys are like on 10. How are you on 10 on a Saturday night? It's crazy. And I feel like I just lost a whole day. Just like playing catch up. So we'll bring it over here. Okay, let's see if I can get everything in here. I'm gonna have to do it like this. All right. I thought it was that. Okay. 20 minutes till we hit 100K. Yep, we can do that. You can do that. Tap a little bit, do a little math, tap. Don't be scared, Big Al. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Remember, take it in chunks. Take it in small bits. Okay? Yes, Melody. Yes. Okay? Especially without paper. Because remember, if you guys are taking the GED, the ASVAB, the ACCUPLACER, you cannot have a calculator. So you're going to have to get used to either writing it on paper, but they'll give you a makeshift whiteboard and a marker for you to do your work on. Because they don't care about the work. They just care, did you pick the right number or the right letter? Okay, did you pick A, B, C, or D, or sometimes E, depending on the situation? All right. We use a fraction at all if you're doing that. Exactly. See, again, multiple ways. Okay. So Afria is saying negative 19. Going to replace by negative 2. So you're replacing x with negative 2 and y with 3. Yes. Okay. Kaya's saying negative 19. Caden saying negative 19. Michael saying negative 19. My little devil, purple devil says, is it negative 19? Exo saying 12. Okay, Raven and Friends is kind of setting something up, but we gotta simplify it. Okay, to simplify for some, Big Al saying negative 13. 3's in the fraction cancel. That's one way of doing it. Okay. Don't be intimidated by people. Don't leave. Don't leave. You're gonna be fine. We're gonna break it down. Okay, Ohio is saying 17. Raven saying negative 19. Thank you, Money, for sharing the live. Appreciate that. Okay. You don't think yours is right? Okay, well, let's see. Probably should get a pen and paper if these are getting hard in head. Hey. Okay. Big Al, question mark. Okay. All right. Any more possible guesses? Okay. We're saying 14. Okay. Robert saying negative 19. Jess is saying not sure. Thank you for your honesty. Waiting on you because you don't know. Like, okay, math for kids. All right, well, that's what you think it is. Congrats. Okay. Remember, everyone learns differently. We don't have to be on everyone's level because that's boring. Okay, Cookie saying negative 9. All right. So now let's do our substitution. So we have our 3 parenthesis 2 times my x minus my y, which we are going to plug in. Okay, then we have our plus 6 times our y minus 5. So now let's substitute. So for our x is negative 2, so a negative 2 goes here. And for our y's, we have 3's. And 3 goes there, and 3 goes there. Let me see if I can zoom in. Ooh, a little too much with the zoom. Okay. So, PEMDAS, okay, parentheses. We're doing what's inside the parentheses. Okay, we could cancel out the 3's. Okay, that's a possibility. But you might see something a little bit later. So let's stick with PEMDAS. All right, so we have our 3, but inside this parenthesis, we have 2 times negative 2. So that will give me a negative 4. Minus the 3 comes on down. Over the 3. Plus. Again, inside the parenthesis. So we have our 6 times 3 minus 5. So I have $3. I want to spend $5. So I can't because I am short $2. All right. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Yes. Okay. Because you're driving. Okay, good. Don't do, do not. So now, again, we have our 3 times something over 3. So negative 4 minus 3. Both of them are negatives. So since both of them are negatives, that means I'm going to add them together, which gives me a negative 7. Okay, so you owe me $4, but then you asked to borrow another $3. That means you owe me $7. Now what's happening over here is you can multiply your 6 and negative 2. That gives you a negative 12. Okay, good. So now, remember, when you're taking these exams, they're going to be timed. So we could divide, or we could multiply the 3 times the negative 7 to get negative 21. Okay, I'm just going to put this up here. If I wanted to, I can get negative 21. And then divide that negative 21 from 3. A negative divided by a positive will give me a negative 7. So you could multiply and then divide, or you could divide the 3's and bring down the negative 7. No matter what, you're going to get the same answer. So now we have plus negative 12. That came down. So a negative plus a negative will give me a negative. And since they both have a negative, I'm adding the 7 and the 12. So it'll be negative 19. Okay. So basically, Raven, you learned it. So you learned it this way. So where are you located, Raven and friends? Big old dragons make awesome soup. Oh, that's a new one. Okay, Ireland. Yep, that's what I figured. It was either Ireland, because I never heard the dragon one before. It's something about like a call, like someone making a late night phone call or something. That's what they do in Canada. I can't remember. All right, good. See, I have both of them, the U.S. and international. Okay. All right. Questions on this one? Okay, you got it? Good. Yes, always do the work in the parentheses first. Thank you, Michael. Are you tired of gifting me yet? I'm explaining so well. Not a problem, Carol. Not a problem. Because I understand. It, you know, like, yeah, there's going to be people that's like, oh, yeah, this is mad easy. I'm like, yeah, but sometimes people haven't seen it in forever. And then especially those that are going back to school and they're going to community college, I understand. Trust me when I say this. I get it. When you go back to school, your intentions of like, yes, I want to pass this class. And then you start taking the class and then you realize this class is going super fast. There are people that are either younger than I am, and then I'm feeling intimidated. Okay, well, let me go to the free tutoring that they have on campus, and you realize there's only one tutor, and she's jam-packed with like 30 to 40 people in there anyway. Or you have a little snot nose that sit there like, why do you need help with this? This is so easy. And like, you know, he's a math major, and you're like, dude, I just want to pass this so I can get a better job. You know, I get it. Okay. Spot on. I know. And it's really hard. So if you are taking like a college algebra class, or if you are going back to school and you notice things like you wish you had someone to translate it, you got me. So let's do like a tutoring session. Okay. And if I get enough people, we can probably do like a small group, and that will keep costs so much lower. But if you just keep it to yourself and say, oh, I'll figure it out, you're not going to figure it out. You're going to figure it out incorrectly. And then all of a sudden you're going to be like, I don't understand. I studied really hard and I still can't pass the test. because you're convincing yourself that you know it, but you really don't. So let me help you, okay? Not to be like, yeah, I just want to be like taking your money and stuff, because I don't like to just take people's money. I want you to be able to show your greatness. But right now, this math class is getting in the way of that. So let me help you get through it and do well in it, okay? All right. You know the material, but don't know how to explain it. Oh, yeah, that's a big one. Aw, Papa, that's cute. I like that. Okay, that's you. So, Latoya, please reach out. Message me, okay? Message me so I can get that. Hey, Bree. What is a method on how to remember the properties of exponents? The only way you can do with the properties of exponents is you're going to have to practice. I'm dead. I was going to say something else. I'm like, Audrey, you just went to church, girl. Stop. All right. Sometimes it just, the devil, I'm not perfect. God knows. All right. So when it comes to these properties, okay, well, the laws of products, when you're multiplying, you add the exponents. When you're dividing, you subtract the exponents. Anything raised to the 0 power is 1, okay? Not half, not negative, anything raised to the 0 power. If there's parentheses around, take a look to see if the whole thing is raised to the 0 power. Then you have the law of negatives. If you have a negative exponent, you gotta flip it, okay, to make it positive. If the negative is already in the denominator, you gotta flip it in order to make it positive, okay? So a lot of this is either you're gonna use this, if you buy the book, you use this to use as a reference, or you can take a quick screenshot and you have to make yourself some flashcards. That's the only way you're going to remember. It's not a one and done type of thing. You're going to have to put a lot of practice and you're going to have to test yourself in order for you to do it. Your teacher and your professor is not going to tell you, okay, make sure you guys test yourself. They're not going to tell you that. They're just going to get through the class. Class is over. Peace out. They're going on with their lives. You going on with your life. And they're hoping that you're going to do something more to keep things going. All right. So if anything, you can look at my profile. If you look at my profile, just check out the links there. If not, you can message me and I will personally send it to you. Okay. Yay. We did it. Yes. Okay, so purchasing it through moi instead of other resources will be a lot cheaper. How do you do repetitive exercises to remember? It's really like you're just going to have to verbalize while you're doing it. Literally, if you get a problem, you're going to have to verbalize yourself through it. So you know what I'm going to do? I think tomorrow we're going to work on the properties of exponents because you guys are talking about it quite a bit. So that's what I'm going to do for tomorrow. We're going to work on exponents. So we can definitely get that situated. How often do I come on live? Like every day, Jade. So tomorrow, God willing, I will be on at 7 p.m. I will try not to take a little nap at 6 o'clock. I will force myself to stay up, or I will take my nap a little earlier because, yeah, I can tomorrow. It's like, what grade do you teach? I am no longer in the classroom. So I have my own online tutoring business. I go from 7th grade all the way up to adults. So, like anyone that's taken college algebra, that's taken those intermediate classes, I go all the way up to pre-calculus. So I don't have anyone that does younger, but I have friends that do tutoring for younger. And they're just as patient, just like I am. Robert's here. Robert, the AP math guy, he's in the link. He's the person, he's my go-to person when it comes to calculus, AP statistics. If any of you guys are trying to take the TEAS test or you're maybe in class and you're struggling with statistics, definitely follow Robert, the AP math guy. Okay, he knows his stuff, and he's patient, like similar to me, actually more patient than I am. So that would be like an awesome fit. I don't know what Math 116 is, but if you message me and just give me some of the topics, I have a feeling I will be able to do it. Okay, how advanced is the math for the GED? Well, it takes you all the way, good question. It takes you all the way to just on the cusp of Algebra 2. So it'll take you up to factoring. It'll take you to adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing polynomials. It will take you up to volume of a cylinder, a rectangular prism, and possibly a cone, and possibly a square, a cube. So, hello, General. How are you? But if anything, it'll also talk about area and perimeter. It will talk about adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing fractions with like denominators or unlike denominators. It will also talk about percentage, probability. So it's like a huge mixture. Okay, it is a huge mixture. But the thing about the GED, every question is not scored exactly the same. Okay, so the highest score that you can get for one question is a 4-point question. Most of your 4-point questions are slope, anything dealing with the equation of a line, system of equations, factoring, reading a graph. Those are your 4-point questions. Your 1-point question is like adding fractions with a common denominator, naming the degree. What else? Doing your decimals, or just telling like your place values. There it is, the place values. But like if you're adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing with decimals, dividing will be like considered like a 2, possibly a 3-point question. Whereas adding, subtracting, decimals will be considered like a 1 or a 2-point questions, depending on how many places they're talking about. If it's one place, yeah, that's a 1-point question. If it's like 2 or 3, it'll be considered a 2-point question. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I'm doing all right. Do you have to do geometric proofs on the GED? Heck no. No, and no. Thank goodness for that. You'll be in there for another hour, depending on some of the proofs. Oh, I know. I dislike proofs too, but sometimes my students have to suck it up, and I have to suck it up with them. So there we go. Dividing decimals. Well, dividing decimals is not too tragic. Okay, it's not too tragic. But where are the laws or the properties of exponents? What do you mean, where are they? What, in here? This? There you go. Cha-ching. Okay, going to take it away in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so in addition to all of my lovely little notes that I have here, okay, you also get what's called a factor sheet. Okay, so if you're not strong with your multiplication tables and you're trying to figure out how to simplify radicals, which is on the test, all of the tests, how to simplify radicals, how to break down fractions, how to find your LCD or your LCM or your greatest common factors, all of that is being represented here. So for this factor sheet, I go from 1 all the way to 200 because I have this designed for older students, because most notebooks are not designed for older students. It's all like for elementary. Okay, a lot of kids or young people don't know how to read the multiplication table. So we have this. Then you've seen the rules, but then also I have verbiage, like what words are in association to word problems. So we can translate from verbal to algebraic. Also, you got your linear and your quadratics, all your equations here. We've already talked about the order pairs and exponents, properties of quadrilaterals. Sometimes that helps out a little bit, as well as volume and surface area. As we get older, a lot of people, especially when you go into a little bit of geometry, you'll do arc length and area of a sector. But then also you have the area and perimeter and also circumference. Then we also have a little bit of trig because we have Pythagorean's theorem. We also have sine, cosine, and tangent, and also their arcs with the cosecant, secant, and cotangent, and all the trig, well, not all the trig identities. I still have to add like some more to the other ones. And then when you get to pre-calculus and even advanced algebra 2, the unit circle. Yeah, so I have all that, and then I also add in a couple brain breaks because sometimes we just need to do something just to distract us, to get us a little bit refocused. And if you like the pixel art, you got some room to do some pixel art as well. So, but for the notes part, you get like 100 of them. If you notice, I've been doing my lives since February 2nd. And all I do is I just take problems. Sometimes I just take them out of like some notebooks, make a couple copies and just tape them in there, or I actually write them out. So what do is I write the formulas, and then I have a section to write the steps down. Because it's always nice to know what those steps are, and especially when you can't remember. And I know a lot of our students nowadays, some of them are like either in sports or they're in after school programs, or even there's some that are working right after school and they can't go to an after school tutoring program that a lot of the schools offer. So now when they come home, they're like, how did we do this again? And no one remembers. And then, of course, there's no one else in the house to kind of help you with it. So then you just feel like you're stuck like Chuck. But if you like my notes, I also have a thing, which, Michael, I have to send your stuff on Monday because they were closed today. But I have something called Audrey's Notes. Okay, so Audrey's Notes, you basically get all a copy. I just put all my copies of all my notes in one book. And if you notice, for some of them, okay, so for some of them, not for some of them, but if you notice, there's a QR code at the bottom. So for this one, it's percentage problems, right? So if you scan this QR code, it will take you to the exact live that I used to write these problems out. So now you can follow me step by step on how to do these problems. So all of my notes, everything in here was the quadratic formula. And then I had like my formula. If you scan it, it will take you right to the YouTube channel. And I better not say anymore. Where can you get it? Message me, because I almost slipped. Okay, message me, and I will send that to you. But this is basically all. Okay, not yet. Okay. Right? So these are some of the things that I sell because I've created this. This is like basically all of my notes that I've done here on TikTok. So this is book 3. We're currently working on book 4. So once this book is done, I'm going to add it to my list. And this will be done in no time. Because, okay, this is us from today. Yep, this is almost done. Yay! Probably like another week, if I'm not mistaken. Probably sometime this week. This book will be done. All right? Yep. Yes, you can say that. Oh, thanks, Jess. That's a new way of putting it. It is available there. Okay. Do I teach AP statistics? I do not, but my friend Main Street, he does. Robert does. And Robert is amazing. He's in here. I think he's still in here. Yes. You have to help out and code. Yes, I know. I know, right? I asked someone, I'm like, is there a list of is there a list of like what I cannot say? Can I like have a list? Because I don't feel like, okay, there you go, Robert. Yeah, so if anything, follow Robert. If you guys are about to go into AP statistics, or if you're going into AP calculus, Calc AB, Calc BC, all that, go follow him, okay? Because I really want to get Robert going live so he can break down concepts just like I am. So then you guys can kind of use him for your tutoring business. All right. So if anything, here's some other people I'd like for you to follow. I did mention these guys earlier, but I'm going to mention them again. All right. If you know a blessed RN, if you're thinking about going into nursing and you need help with diagnosis calculations, like just how, not diagnosis, doses calculations, definitely follow a blessed RN. Another person that does the T's, the ASVAB, and the GED is Impact Math 19. She was here earlier. She was under Impact Math Teacher. I don't know, but I just know her as Impact Math 19. She usually goes on during the week at 1 p.m. Central Time, but sometimes she does a couple of evening ones as well. And I think some of her evening ones is her, I think tonight is her subscription ones, but she does have free ones. So don't be like, oh, she only does subscription. No, she has free ones during the day. If you need a chemistry teacher, if you're going to go into Algebra 2 next year and you got chem, make sure you see Professor TK. If you want to learn how to add, subtract, multiply, divide using the abacus, not only 1 digit, but 2 and 3, follow my girl Learning with Lynette. She's amazing with that. It's like an art form. And she's thinking about doing a course as well. So definitely catch up with her. It'll be great for people just to learn your numbers and to speed up the pace. For your pre-K and kindergarten homeschoolers, if you got anybody that's doing that, make sure you follow my girl Nancy, who is the online elementary tutor. Okay, she's really good at breaking down concepts. If you need some resources for curriculum, or even if you just need someone to help with reading or math, definitely check out my friend Nancy. And I already told you about Robert, the AP math guy, AP statistics for nursing students. Anyone that's even doing intro statistics, please reach out. And then I also have my friend that does elementary and middle school. So she does reading with K through 8 and math for K through 3. Someone did ask me about younger kids. Okay, she is from Read, Math, Grow. That's my friend Bridget Hauser. She's amazing. Okay, she resides, I want to say she resides out of Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. And the way that she breaks concepts down, you think I'm good? She's really good. And she's patient as I don't know what. God love her. She's got the younger ones. I couldn't do it. This is why I don't have children. I know myself. All right. Do I have GED tutoring math? Yes, I do, Mike. Make sure you follow me, and if anything, message me, because I do have a course right now. The course is going into week 4, but the next live version of the course will be until September. But if you don't want to wait that long, I do have a step-by-step course, and then we can make arrangements to meet each other once a week. If you want to meet twice a week, we can meet twice a week, but arrange it for like once a week that we can break down concepts to make sure that you're on the up and up. All right. And if anyone is in college algebra, or you're taking classes in school and you need some assistance, just reach out. Like, guys, just reach out. Trust me. I'm a type of person that, I will rearrange my schedule to make sure that I help you, because I want the world to see your greatness. I'm not kidding. I am not about the BS, okay? Yes, definitely DM me. Thank you, Jess, okay? Not a problem. All right, look at you guys go. 120? Are you guys going to cramp? What's going on? You're like, yeah, okay, we can stop. We can stop right now. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. So hopefully this is bringing in more people. Hey Reed, how are you? Hopefully this is bringing in more people. Hopefully this is helpful to you guys. Trust me, I'm one of those type of people that I don't like to just waste time. I don't like wasting other people's time. I really want to help you. I want you to get past this barrier so you can do whatever your little heart desires. Okay? Just keep it legal. All right? Because I don't have bail money. So you're going to be on your own. All right? So I really want you to succeed. And I don't want math to be the thing that is holding you back. All right? Okay. We all did it? Yes. I know you're exhausted. Now you guys got to ice your hands for all the tapping. I was doing tapping on a live today and I was like, oh, I forgot how this feels. This is exhausting. But one, thank you so much. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for share. If you're serious about purchasing my books, this has 3 different covers. And I also have another one for younger students as well. Like the inside is a little bit bigger. Okay, so this is for my 4th through 6th graders. I tried to make it a little bit larger for the tiles so they can keep track of their 1s, 10s, and 100s. They have basically the same format, but I just made the tiles a lot bigger, and same thing on the opposite side. And they also get like similar resources, like they get a factor sheet. It's a smaller book because smaller hands. We do have some examples of fractions as well as the definition of fractions. We also have the place values. We have the decimal operation. We have long division. And trust me, everyone needs to learn long division because you're definitely going to see that for polynomials. All right, same thing, but here we have a conversion chart since they do a lot of conversions. I feel like I'm skipping something. Oh, yep. And then we have the whole going from percent to decimal, fraction to decimal, percent to fraction, all of that. Okay, that's all listed here as well. Okay, area and perimeter, same as the other book. The words or the operation terminology, the same as the other one. Okay, and then the rules of integers, because that's when they're going to be doing that. And of course, they got a little brain break as well. All right. So again, 100 pages. I write rather large, so I feel that one book should definitely last you a quarter, and especially first quarter is usually a lot of notes. Oh, especially geometry. I'm working on a notebook just for geometry. And there's a couple other notebooks I'm working on as we speak. Alrighty. Yes. Thanks, Jess. Adult Learning Junior. Yes. Yes. All right. Thank you so much. Are you trying to get to like 125 or can we stop? Boss lady, thank you for the follow. The party, thank you so much for the follow. Thanks for the follow, everyone. I mean, you guys are really making this come true. Thank you. All right. So, say book 3. Yes, book 1, 2, and 3. I have 3 books. I have 3 of these. Okay? So all 3 of them are up ready for purchase. Okay, no, it just came in. Yeah, no more. I'm gonna try to download it and so I can put it on. Where'd my thing go? So I can put it here. Okay. So this is where all my replays are. Okay, so just give me like at least till tomorrow so I can put it up there. Can you see the book? Which one? Okay. All right. Have a great night, Michael. Thank you so much. So this one is basically just all my notes. Even when it looks like it's about to fly off the page. It's not. Okay. So it's already like, scanned and copied inside of it. And all you have to do is just hit that QR code and it'll take you right to whatever the lesson is. Okay. All right. What time I'm going to be live tomorrow? Tomorrow will be 7 o'clock. Unless I'll try not to fall asleep like I did tonight. I thought you just came in. I know. She's like, no. I was like, I know, but I have to get myself situated. I'm still trying to catch up from the last 2 weeks. So, yep, you can do that. And if you just want the blank one, okay, the blank ones are also there. They're called the Ultimate Math Notebook. Not to be like all conceited and everything, but I figured that'll be the easiest way to remember it. Okay. Yep, and book 4 looks like it will be done by maybe the middle of this week, the way things are going. And then tomorrow I'm going to do exponents. Okay, so tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, Eastern Standard Time. Yep, Eastern Standard Time. Okay, all right, not a problem. Thanks for coming in. Thank you so much for coming in. All right, so if anything, if you're interested in the notebooks, if you're interested in tutoring, in the courses, go ahead and message me, okay? I'm going to check my messages probably in the next 20 minutes because I have to double check on these cats. It's been pretty quiet, so I don't know. You know when cats are quiet, something's up. They plotting, so you got to get together. All right, so I will see you guys. Thank you so much. I am perfectly fine. My goodness, 124.4K. You guys are amazing. Okay, with and without variables. Yep, both of them. I'm going to put both. All right. Oh, good. I'm so glad too. See? Yep, only trouble, man. Especially these two. 1 minute they're all lovey, next minute they're like play fighting, next minute no, it's like a bloodbath. I'm like, jeez. All right. Yes, thank you so much. Oh, not a problem. Not a problem. All right, so make sure you sign up for whatever you need to sign up. Whatever you need, just say, hey, Audrey, tell me more about your course. Tell me more about the books. Tell me more about your tutoring. Just put that in there. Just don't say just hi because I'm going to delete it because there's too many stalkers I got. Too many. Like, really. Okay, way too many. It's getting ridiculous. Alrighty? Okay, I'm going to shut this down. I love you. Oh, 125. Look at us go. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Okay, no more tapping. I don't have the insurance, okay? I can't pay for your insurance. All right, so I will see you guys tomorrow night. We're going to be working on exponents with and without variables. I'm going to be breaking it all the way down as usual. All right, have an amazing night. Don't stay up scrolling too late, but I will definitely see you tomorrow. All right, bye now.